What's up, third grade? It's Mr. Cole again, and we are on lesson 8. Can you guys believe it? We only have 2 more lessons left before we have to say bye. But we're not going to think about that today. What we're going to do is we are going to cherish the moment and we're going to have some fun. And how we're going to have fun today is we're going to be practicing some healthier choices. We already know some things about making healthy choices, but we're going to make some healthy choices. And we're going to talk about this thing called alcohol. You may or may not know what alcohol is, but we're going to talk about it today if you don't know, so don't worry. But before we even get into that, we are going to do a quick recap. All right, you guys, so if you remember from last time, we read this story called Charlie's Magnificent Machine. All right, so go ahead and think about it, jog your memory, remember the story. All right, who remembers what happened to Charlie when she misused her medicine? That's right, you guys. Charlie took medicine that wasn't for her, and it made her sick. And that's not good. That is no bueno. All right. So there might be times where people or someone might offer you medicine that isn't for you. When that happens, you have to use one of those things called the peer pressure refusal strategy. Raise your hand if you remember it. I should see all hands. We've talked about it the past few lessons. Awesome, you guys. And that will get you away from the medicine that you're not supposed to be taking. All right, everyone, go ahead and think about one peer pressure refusal strategy that you could use. Give you a hint, we talked about 4. Go ahead and think about it. Now go ahead and lean in and whisper it to me, and just me. Make sure only Mr. Cole can hear it. Yes, I heard a lot of great things, you guys. So, in case you were wondering, these are the 4 peer pressure refusal strategies that we talked about. Walk away, better ideas, say no, and ignore. So if you chose one of these answers, you were right. All right, awesome job, you guys. Now we are going to hop into today's lesson. So go ahead and turn in your workbooks to page 13, section title, It Takes Practice. Give you guys a moment to do that. All right, third grade. So you will notice that on page 13, there's 2 stories, right? So we're going to read each story, and with each story, you're going to, by yourself, come up with a peer pressure refusal strategy that you would use for that story. Now, if you decide to choose better idea, you must be prepared to share an example of a better idea, right? It makes sense, right? Of course it does. All right, so we're going to do the first one together, and here's the story. So it says that you're spending the night at a friend's house, and you aren't feeling well. Your throat hurts, and you have a headache. You tell your friend you think you might be sick. Your friend disappears and comes back a few minutes later with a bottle of prescription medicine. We all know what that is by now. Your friend says, "Here, take some of this. I felt sick a couple weeks ago and it helped me. It'll help you too." All right, you guys, go ahead and think about it. And once you have thought about it, go ahead and write down a peer pressure refusal strategy you would use against this. All right, you guys, go ahead and share with your neighbor which one you chose and why. Give you guys a moment to do that. All right, great job, you guys. Y'all did awesome at that. I heard a lot of great conversation. So, for the sake of the lesson, are any of y'all wondering what Mr. Cole chose? Mr. Cole actually did choose better idea. And my better idea is to tell a parent. If you're feeling sick and you're at your friend's house, you should probably tell their parent, right? Or an adult that is taking care of you guys. All right, awesome job. So y'all are going to go ahead and read the next one by yourself, and then go ahead and decide which one you choose for this one. I'll give you guys like a moment to do that. All right, you guys, bring your attention back up here. Okay, so write down which peer pressure refusal strategy you would use. So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and say no to this one. I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to just say, no way, Jose. All right, so go ahead and write down which one y'all would choose. And then do the same thing. Go ahead and share with your neighbor which one you chose and why. All right, you guys, great job. So when you encounter peer pressure refusal situations, remember to use the strategies to refuse them. Simple as that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part of today's lesson. So, like always, I have a challenging question for you guys. So think about this. Why are adults more capable of making decisions about medications than kids are? Why do you think that is? I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know right now. This is an opinionated question. All that means is I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Y'all are so smart. I just want to hear what you guys are thinking. All right, great thoughts, you guys. Okay, so follow up question, of course. So, do you think that there are other things adults can do that would be unsafe for a kid? I'm going to go ahead and let you third graders know right now. Yes, there is things that are out there that adults can do that are probably unsafe for kids, probably unsafe for third graders. All right, so that brings us to our next activity. So go ahead and look on to page 13 where it says Risk Manager, section titled Risk Manager, and it should look something like this. Now go ahead and look at each activity, and if you think that it's something that a third grader or a kid your age could do, go ahead and check it like a check mark. All right. And then if you think it's something that's like, oh, that's probably unsafe for a third grader, or it's probably unsafe for me to do, go ahead and put an X through it. And I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to do that starting now. All right, great job, you guys. Y'all did awesome. So we're going to run through it. Eyes and ears back on me. So the first one is drive a car. So at third grade, can you drive a car? Absolutely not. Not only is it illegal, but it is unsafe to drive a car. All right, good job, you guys. What about read a book? Give you a hint. Have y'all ever read a book before? I imagine by third grade, y'all have read a book and you know that it's safe for you to do that. All right, so the next one is a little more specific, and it's saying cook on the stove. Have you ever cooked on the stove, or do you think it's safe for you to cook on the stove as a third grader? I'm going to go ahead and say probably not. That's probably not the move for you guys. All right, next one, you guys. So the next one is put a puzzle together. Is it safe for a third grader to put a puzzle together? I'm going to let you guys know right now it is safe for a third grader to put a puzzle together. All right, so the next one is watch a cartoon. It is safe for a third grader to watch a cartoon, right? That one's pretty simple, right? Imagine a world where third graders didn't watch cartoons. All right, so the next one is go out alone at night. It's at night, it's dark. Is it okay for you to leave the house or go outside? Oof, that one is not okay. It's dangerous out there. It's very unsafe, very unhealthy to do that. All right, so this next one is a little different. but it says reach for things in high places. And what that means is like high cabinets, things that are probably stored away, might be too tall for you to reach. This one's a little bit more tricky, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you no, that is not something that is safe by yourself. Now, if an adult helps you, that's one thing, but it's not safe by yourself. All right, and last but not least, make the bed. You got to make your bed before you lie on it, right? Can third graders make their bed? Of course they can. I hope you guys are making your beds and making your family and parents very proud of you by making your bed. All right, great job, you guys. Give yourselves a pat on the back. We are going to move on to the next thing. So, in case you're wondering what alcohol is, because we're talking about alcohol today, alcohol is a drug. All right, so now that we've established that, what do you think a drug is? Go ahead and think about it for a little bit and then go ahead and share. What do you think a drug is? We're all learning this, so there's no wrong answers. All right, great thoughts, you guys. For the sake of the lesson, a drug is a substance put into the body that changes the way your mind and body works. All right. So, in case you guys didn't know, the legal age for drinking is 21. But no matter what your age is, drinking can affect your brain and your body, your mind and your body. Drinking alcohol is especially harmful for young people under the age of 21 because their body is still growing and developing. You guys are third graders. Y'all have grown so much. And Mr. Cole is so proud of you for that. Y'all aren't quite there. Y'all are not at your full height, your full level of intelligence, full smartness. Not yet, at least, but y'all are getting there and y'all are very bright. That being said, you probably shouldn't be using alcohol because that will affect that or it'll hinder that. All right, so when a person drinks alcohol, the brain function slows down. Fun fact. Everyday task that might be super simple will become harder and harder because of alcohol. So go ahead and think of something that you do every day. Now imagine yourself not being able to do that. That's the effect that alcohol has on your body and brain. All right, so because your bodies are smaller and your brains are still growing, the effects of alcohol is much greater. Alcohol use can keep you from learning, playing, and thinking the way you should. It could also just keep you from feeling the way you want to or the way that you should feel. And you should feel however you want because your feelings are valid. All right. Now that we've learned a few things, we are going to move on to the next very fun section of today. So it's called making healthy choices. All right, so we have a lot of fun body parts, So you all have a brain, you all have a heart, you all have lungs, you all have a liver, and you all have a stomach, no matter how much you know about what those organs do. I will tell you this, each organ has a special job to do. So each organ has something that helps you live the best life, live your best life. That includes eating food, resting, exercising, and being a third grader for you guys. So, I don't know if you know this already, but your job with your body is to make sure you stay away from unhealthy things that could harm you and your magnificent machine. Remember last time we talked about how your body is amazing and it's a magnificent machine. Make sure you are keeping it from unhealthy things, you guys. That is your job, solely your job. All right, awesome, guys. Go ahead and turn to page 14 in your workbook, section titled Healthy Choices. I will give you guys a moment to do that. All right, so Healthy Choices is actually the name of the game, that we're about to play. So what I need from you guys, though, is I need you guys as a class to separate into 2 teams. Go ahead and separate into 2 teams. Take a moment to do that. All right, once you guys are separated, this is how the game's going to work. So your teacher will select one volunteer, probably whoever is behaving the best, who's been participating the best, having a great time. One volunteer from each team to select a healthy choice card. All right. So, disclaimer, you guys, make sure you do not show that card to anybody. If you are the chosen one, do not show your card to anybody. All right. And what you will do is your team will have 1 minute to ask yes or no questions based off of the things that they see or the activities that they see on page 14 to figure out what activity their team member, the chosen one, has in their hand. All right. And once one team has done it, it's going to be the next team's turn. And you are going to go back and forth until someone wins. All right. Sounds fun? I'm excited. All right. So I'm going to give you guys at least 5 minutes in the video to work on this. Teacher, if they need more time, you can go ahead and pause the video, but they have 5 minutes with the video to go ahead and play this fun game. Starting now. All right, great job, third grade. So, show of hands, who won? All right, great job, that team. Whether you won or not, go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause because y'all did awesome at that. I was watching the whole time. All right, so we have one last activity, you guys. Super fun activity. Y'all have been doing so great. So, go ahead and look at the section on page 14 titled For the Health of It. It should be a small section. In that small section, you are going to complete the three statements. They're three statements basically about yourself, asking about yourself, and you're going to fill in the blank of those three statements. Before I leave, go ahead and remember that choosing healthy activities and avoiding things that can damage your magnificent machine is essential. Make sure y'all are practicing that day to day, avoiding things that are not good for your body. All right, well, that's all I have for you guys. Go ahead and finish For the Health of It. Y'all have been doing so great, and this was lesson 8, and lesson 9 will be next week, and we're almost finished, and I'm a little sad and happy at the same time, but regardless, make sure you guys, like always, are having a great day. All right, goodbye, third grade.